Hey everyone, it's Jed Joling with eXp Realty here in Southern Oregon. I've got a Southern Oregon market update for you today, which is Thursday, July 11th. I hope you all had a wonderful Independence Day holiday last week. We were out of town for a little bit, so that is why I did not have a market update for you last week. But we're going to catch up on those numbers actually right now. So the previous week of the 4th of July week, we had 111 new listings hit the market. 99 went pending, 117 closed. Obviously, we had some pushing to close before the holiday there, and then 48 off the market due to expired or canceled listing contracts. It was the last week of the month, so we saw a lot more expirations than the normal week. Now bringing you up to this past week, the week of 4th of July, we had 88 new listings hit the market, 96 went pending, 52 closed, and 27 expired or canceled listings. We had a much less number of closings that week of the 4th of July, but the title companies were closed on Thursday and Friday for the holidays. So we would have seen a lot less closes, obviously. In comparison to the 4-week average, the 4th of July week there last week, we were down to almost 25 units on the new listings count, down 7 on the pending listing count, and down 41 and a half on the closed listing count, and that's all in comparison to the 4-week average. Now, if we compare it to this same week the prior year, we were down 7.4% on the new listings, up 11.5% on the pending amount of listings, and down 10% on the closed amount of listings. Out of the 88 new listings we did have last week, 7% of those are already pending sale. Currently between both our counties here, we have 1,278 actively listed residential single-family homes on the market, up 11% from where we were the same time last year. Our inventory currently is sitting at 3.2 months in accordance with our 4-week average of closes at 93.5 closes per week, and we have 1,278 homes on the market. So we do the math and brings us to 3.2 months of inventory currently. Our mortgage rates made a good adjustment today, and the reason why is our CPI inflation reports came out today, and our CPI all index report was at 3% year over year. Our CPI less food and energy was at 3.3%, still a little less than they had anticipated it to be. So the end result is we had a decent adjustment in mortgage rates today. Our national average for a 30-year conventional fixed is at 6.85% after coming down today from about 7, and our FHA is at 6.29%. So we're approaching that near 6% mark and maybe getting even into the high 5s, which is very doable right now. With a few points, buying down a couple points, you can get into them 5s, and that's great. In comparison to where we were a year ago on both of those averages, we were at 7.09% on the conventional and at 6.79% on the FHA. So right now, today, these are the lowest rates that we have seen in 5 months. So hopefully we'll continue this trend. We are expecting 1 rate cut this year from the Fed, and preliminary data shows about another 4 to 5 rate cuts anticipated next year. We'll just see how that goes because they take the economic data month or meeting by meeting, I should say. We've got some data in from last month, so the month of June, for our average cumulative days on market for Jackson County. Now this is the average. It's sitting at 62 days. And for Josephine County, 58 days. Our absorption rate, so basically it's a similar rate to our inventory number, was at 3.8 months for Jackson County and at 5.44 months for Josephine County. Our sell to list price ratio, 96.5% for Jackson County and 95.5% for Josephine County. Our year over year sold listings for the month of June in comparison to the same month last year, we're down 6.5% this year, which I was a little bit surprised to see. I anticipated we'd be around the same or up a little bit just by the way things had felt, but we are down 6.5% in that for that same month. But as for January to June, basically the first 6 months, the first half of the year, in comparison to the first half of last year, we are up this year 4.4% over last year on amount of homes sold. Our year-to-date median home price for Jackson County for this year is $429,000, and for that same number, year-to-date median home price for last year, 2023, was at $420,000. So we're up a little over 2% on that. For Josephine County, our year-to-date median home price this year is $390,000, and last year this same time was $380,000. So we're up 2.5% on that. And our year-to-date average sold home price for 2024 in Jackson County was just under $494,000, and in 2023 was $476,000. So we are up a little over 3.5% on that number. And for Josephine County, our average year-to-date average sold price was $422,000 this year, and last year it was around $416,000. So we're up about 1.5% on that one as well. That wraps up the market data that I've gone through here for the last couple weeks, and then looking back at the month of June. If you have any questions, comments, or you're looking to buy or sell, or even maybe become a real estate broker yourself, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to have a conversation preliminary to what your plans might be to see if we would be a good fit working with each other. Feel free to call me, text me. My phone number is 541-761-7770. And we are going to be having some new things coming into the market here that we'll have to work with as far as what's coming out of the lawsuit in buyer representation agreements. So I will provide some more information to you on that, so you're prepared and you know what that means as a buyer. And that's going to be going into effect here in August. So as it gets closer, I'll give a little more information on what to expect with that and how that's going to change things a little. So thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it, and we'll catch up with you next week.